Good Friday morning. It is going to be a sticky day, but not as hot. Highs in the mid 80s today because we have a lot of clouds around, a lot of moisture. Good chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could have strong winds and a lot of rain in them, but the heavier precip is looking just south of us. We'll have to see. That could adjust based on how things go. Right now we don't have a flood watch, but every county pretty much south and west of us, in Virginia at least, has a flood watch up because of the rain that's expected today. Going to be a tight rope to figure out if that's going to be the case or if the rain's going to actually make it into the area. I will tell you, there is this high to the north that is trying to nose some drier air just a little bit down into our area, so that will probably hold it just to our south. So anyway, as we go through the day, we will see rain chances increase, but maybe not as widespread as just to our south. Tomorrow is similar. A good chance of showers and storms, especially during the afternoon. But again, the heavier rain could be just to our south. Sunday, we warm back up. Temperatures will get up there. We will still have about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the day. Highs will get in the low 90s. But today and tomorrow, only in the mid 80s. Still humid though, but just not as oppressive as it has been. Monday now and Tuesday, this high to the north is going to be a little bit stronger than I think originally thought and push the precip to our south. We have two pretty good days. Dew points will be in the 50s, which is really nice now. I mean, we've been up in the 70s pretty much nonstop. What that means is that the humidity will be lower. It'll feel better. Highs in the 80s, kind of back to when we were during 4th of July, but actually a couple degrees cooler even than that. So that's Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, things start to shift a little bit. So here we are on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, the high gets to the east, the wind starts to turn out of the southwest. Highs will get up a little bit, but really we'll just see the moisture at that point. Florida's going to be watching. Honestly, this is a remnants of that tropical system does a loop-de-loop and kind of comes back over the same areas again, because that's kind of interesting. But that's moisture, too, that's going to, increase the humidity in the area, not necessarily rainfall. But as we go into next week, we'll have to watch. This is an interesting setup, because this is some cold air damming showed up here in the system, so maybe it won't be as hot, at least through Wednesday, but then by Thursday that breaks down, and temperatures will really start to rebound. So humidity kicking in by Wednesday, heat will return by Thursday, and we'll be back up into those 90s with a good chance of showers and storms. Not a good chance, but a chance of showers and storms. Back to that summery pattern we have been experiencing. So the break was there. The models kind of lost it for a bit. Then brought it back, and then it's back to a repeating pattern next week. Now, late next week, we get into an interesting situation because this high here is creating kind of a heat dome, and then there's a high to the north, and you get this crunch northwest flow. I'll just tell you that does typically lead to strong to severe storm clusters possibly forming. We'll just have to watch. Northwest flow is usually a sign of these mesoconvective systems getting themselves together, and those can be very windy. They also have caused dretchers in the past. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. But you can see hints of it here in these forecasts with these disturbances riding around the top of the heat dome and then moving towards us. Will it happen? I don't know. It's just a possibility. It's something we need to watch. Pattern gets really convoluted later as we can kind of press between the south and the north. And a strongly westerly flow, I think that could rise up some. Don't think it will make us any cooler, but definitely something we'll need to watch. And then here's another cooler high pressure later in the month. So if we look at that in the anomalies and the temperatures, remember you got to adjust. Nighttime lows will be warmer because of the humidity around, but daytime highs, I mean, they look about or a little bit above normal for a good period. But I mean, here on Monday and Tuesday, that you see that cooler air kind of penetrating, definitely with the northerly winds. Now we're getting out of the highest temperatures that are the hot of the summer to more like the upper 80s as our normal high. So 3 to 4 degrees below normal is lower 80s. It's not anything cooler than that. You see the cooler air tries to stick around at least through Wednesday, and then it starts to get eroded some there by Thursday. So that's why our temperatures go back up. And then as we go into the next weekend, we can remain with those much hotter than normal temperatures. That'll be highs up around 90-ish, or a little bit above. This could be even hotter than that on this Monday. So another heat period Looks like it could happen. And then we'll see if that next high, here it is, slides down and helps to relieve temperatures there in the very long range. It's so far off, it's hard to say if that will become true or not. But that is a definite cooler look in the shot at the end of the month, if this is true, as we head into the early part of August. Overall rain chances, you're really going to see this distinguishing piece here, because the models are showing just the heaviest rain staying just to our south and to our west. And so if we look at the weather forecast for the rain over the next 24 hours, you see it running to this drier air that's trying to funnel east of the mountains and blocking this moisture from coming in the area. Models could be overdoing that dry, or they could be underdoing it. Maybe we'll be even drier and we won't get that much rain. Even over the week, you see because of that depression, we're not as much rain as we have been. Only a half an inch to maybe an inch, depending on where you are. Again, any shower or storm can overpower this, but not as wet of a pattern, honestly, set up. So even though we have chances of showers and storms into next week, well, really, today and tomorrow for showers and some storms, they don't necessarily mean that there's going to be a lot of rain. There could be one or two, and that's why we got to watch. But then we just have chances of afternoon showers and thunderstorms next week, not the really high chances, like the likely scenarios. These are more like your typical 30 to 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms because of heat. All right, I've rambled on. Have an awesome Friday. It's been your Loudoun County Weather Outlook.